different impacts, different perspectives define the encounter we have with insecurity ravaging Nigeria. For the Minister of Defense, retired Major General Bashir Magashin, the country's biggest security threat is not Boko Haram, bandits, or members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Speaking at a function in Abuja, Magashi said the threat of national food security is the biggest in Nigeria. Meanwhile, a video of an armored vehicle confiscated by bandits in Zamfara state has surfaced on social media. Let's share this with you. Okay, I'm really interested in seeing that video. I'm sure our producer will get it round. And when you, let's start from this insecurity, food insecurity.
Yes, I agree that
because the ripple effect.
Yes, I agree, but I don't agree with the Minister of Defense. He has this habit of saying things that's not well thought out.
Okay, let's show you the APC seized by bandits.
Hey, mo ida na the video who also told me. I own Anda tak nulis juga.
So that you understand the enormity of what we are facing here.
I do not agree with the Minister of Defense that food security is a larger threat than IPOB and Boko Haram and all that. It is the result of the activities of the bandits and Boko Haram that led to the kind of food insecurity that we have now. Because farmers, the areas where they are most active are the food basket of this country. You understand? And because of the activities of these bandits, our farmers are not allowed to go to farms. Sometimes they have to pay the bandits to even harvest their crops. So the level of activities of our farmers have gone down. That is what is leading to the food insecurity that we have. Yes, food insecurity is a very dangerous thing, but we have to solve the problem of bandits to be able to solve the problem of food insecurity. Because the food security is not because of weather or activities that people are no longer interested in farming. It is because those whose livelihood depends on farming are not allowed to earn a living because of the activities of these bandits. So the Minister of Defense should get focused and know that if we don't solve the problem of these bandits and the way they are not allowing our farmers to do what they are supposed to do, we will continue to have the problem of food insecurity.
I don't think anybody can go to the farm in where you have bandits dispossessing Nigerian army of the APC. You can't see any farmer around that place if the farmer wants to stay alive.
Oh my God. See, I know it predated this government, but in the Northeast, the major occupation of people in that part of the country is farming. But since this Boko Haram, crisis, the problem of farmers, you imagine Boko Haram going to the farm to kill people. Many of these not reported by the media. They go to villages, dislodge people. So believe me, what the defense minister, maybe what he was trying to do is, in communication with, that's what they call framing. Just to frame the issue in a different way. What Mayor said now is the real thing. Without insecurity, many farmers will gladly go to their, to do what they know how to do. But with, insecurity, many people. So without solving the problem of IPO, solving the problem of all these ones you mentioned, Boko Haram, and the same government doesn't want us to say rising security. Rising security. It is rising insecurity that is leading to problems of food security, because an NGO just released a report recently. They said more than 2 million children in the Northeast are facing starvation. That's just a section of the country.
2 million.
Just more than 2 million children. You get my point? And you look at, in the International Red Cross, they also came up with a report about this. So these are not just opinion of anybody. These are people who are fully on the ground. So when you look beyond Boko Haram ravaged areas, come back to places like Plateau, Plateau, Benue, all those places. These are the parts of Nigeria that we rely on for food and farming.
Baskets of
you get what? But bandits all over. So the problem of banditry is bigger than the problem of food security. Because one is giving birth to another. It is inability to solve insecurity crisis that is giving birth to food problems.
Jile, do you agree with Major General Bashir Magashi saying that the country's biggest security threat is not all these insurgents, but the national food security is the biggest threat that we have right now?
No, I think people have misunderstood what the minister was trying to say. The minister was trying to say that we've got to address the problem of food security. Because the truth is, if things go on in this manner, we will be in trouble as a country. People are talking about the fact that a bag of rice, now a bag of beans now costs 103,000 naira. That same bag of beans earlier this year was being sold for about 50-something thousand, 60-something thousand. Within 2-3 months, it's gone to 103,000. It can't be because the naira has depreciated against the dollar. It is because the farming belts of our country are facing serious security problems. The food production belts of our country, talking about some states of the Northwest, some states of the North Central, and even parts of Taraba. Because Taraba is also, when it comes to food production, Taraba is also a state that has a very good reputation. But if we do not defeat insecurity, the food insecurity will get worse. The governor of Kaduna State had warned earlier that this food insecurity will result from our inability to defeat the bandits who are holding our people hostage and stopping our people from accessing their farms the way they will want. They are the ones imposing levies on people in places that they are in control of. Bandits are in control of some parts of Sokoto State now, some parts of Niger State. They are now imposing levies and taxation on people before you can access your farms. So there's no way that won't impact the price of food in the market, because we have seen even I think the Commissioner for Agric in Ondo State complain about the fact that they employ people to work on their plantations in Ondo State, only for kidnappers to come and pack those people away. So there are implications for the fact that Boko Haram and bandits are stopping our people from accessing their farms. I can tell you that Borno State alone can feed most of northern Nigeria with rice, just as it can supply most of northern Nigeria with fish. But the insecurity makes it difficult. Marte, for example, Marte local government is a place where you can grow rice in sufficient quantity, but how many people can access Marte? The bulk of those areas is the terrorists that are still running rampant. 50% of Borno North and Borno Central are still inhabited by the terrorists. This is a fact. So how do we maximize the opportunity to farm in those areas? So I think, because I read that story to the end, he eventually made his point clear that there's a need to defeat these guys so that the bigger problem of hunger does not envelop the rest of us. I think that was the point I wanted to make. Maybe the way he made it was confusing to the journalists at the event.
So now we have a clearer picture now.
Yes, we have a clearer picture. We all agree that yes, that it is the effect of the bandits. There is the activities of the bandits that's making it difficult for people to access their farms. No. You understand? And I agree that food insecurity is a very major problem. It's a very major problem. But it is cause and effect. We have to look for the cause, not the effect. The effect is the high prices that we see in the market. But the cause is that bandits are not allowing farmers to access their farms. Those who could access their farms, they are being forced to pay levy to the bandits. So in demand and supply, when people could not access their farms, it will affect their output. And when it affects their output, that means there are less food that you are going to bring to those who want to buy it. Demand. So, and because the demand now is much, much higher than the supply, price will go up. It's a basic law of economics.
Part of what I think the minister was talking about, a lot of displacement has happened in many parts of Nigeria, the food bed of Nigeria. That's one thing we should address. And I'm happy he's defense minister. You should know the government needs to do more. If you know, without solving this problem, this is what will happen. Nobody wants that, and I think he doesn't want it too. The government needs to do more in their efforts to solve, insecurity problems. It's really, 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 necessary.
And what you do when you get this?
Another thing that another point I want to make is that to look at the food insecurity more, the activities of the bandits is getting scary. The other time, they shut down an Alpha jet. Now they can take an APC from our soldiers. I know that I have to commend the Nigerian military. They are doing the best they can. We have to face that. It is not easy for you to be fighting on all fronts. One of the basic laws of warfare is that you don't fight on all fronts. But because of the situation we found ourselves in, the Nigerian army is being forced to fight on all fronts. When they are facing Boko Haram in the northeast, they are facing bandits. They are facing bandits in the northwest and the north central. They are facing APOB in the southeast. They are all over. So one, they are overstretched, and things like this could happen. Bandits could ambush people and collect APC from them. But it's a very bad development. Because if they can take APC from our soldiers, then there's no guarantee of security within that environment where that happens. So going to farms does not arise. Those who access their farms will have to pay levy to these people, and it will affect the production and it will affect the price of food.
This is showing capacity to a large extent when you can disarm the Nigerian army of the APC, and it shows that you can't continue to refer to these people as ragtag.
No, they are not. They are not ragtag, and I believe the government knows that they are not. These guys are not ragtags. The government should know.
They know.
Because, yes, I believe that the government knows that these guys are not ragtags. But why the government is unwilling to actually label them as terrorists, it's only government that can explain that. And over the years, we'll be talking about it. The government doesn't see them as. And you see some clerics, some people, even some in government, the way they talk about bandits, you wonder that you appease them, you do amnesty for them, some saying all sorts of things that you wonder, are you saying criminality it's okay?
I think like people like Gomi, Gomi are looking at it from a social angle. They believe that some youths, because of deprivation and other things that have happened in society, have decided to take to criminality, and that the best way to handle that problem is for us to see how we can accommodate them. That circumstances compel them to become criminals, and that if we accommodate them, maybe they will change. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
In Katsina State,
I don't agree with that.
Some of those rehabilitated by government. One of them was arrested again recently.
Because when you are a criminal,
a leopard,
when you are a criminal,
yes,
you will not change. Because until two things: either you are made to account for your criminality by being arrested and brought to justice, or there's no more attraction to that business. But when bandits continue to kidnap people and collect ransom, they will do that job because it is profitable to them.
So if you bring them from the bush or wherever they hide and give them employment, it will not look as lucrative as the one they've been enjoying. So we saw the experience of what happened in Katsina, and I was so happy that those who are calling for ransom or whatever, or amnesty for criminals, because that's the way I say bandits, that we must never listen to them, because that's not what they deserve.
Yeah.
People, you have ruined many people's lives, you have killed many people, you have done all sorts of crimes. Then when you do crimes, you must serve the time. We should try it then.
All right, Babajide, what's your perspective on this?
Well, I think that we've got to realize that some elements of Boko Haram have already gone to the northwest. True. Some of them are in the north central, in Niger State. There are those who continue to deceive themselves that Boko Haram has not been able to move beyond the northeast. We sympathize with such people because ignorance can sometimes cause people to be illogical. When the students of government secondary school, Kankara in Katsina State, were kidnapped, it was clear that it was Shekau that financed the abduction of those students, and the first picture, the internet does not lie, the first picture of those boys in captivity was actually released by Abubakar Shekau. We have had the governor of Niger State announce to us that Boko Haram was present in the state and have even occupied some communities in the Shiroro area. So if we are seeing capability, if we are seeing increasing ambushes and killing of policemen and soldiers in the manner that Boko Haram had been accustomed to, then it is because some of these elements have come in. Some of the money made from abduction of people across the country is now being used to finance the insurgency. That is why recently, I think the DSS came up with a security report indicating that ISWAP men came all the way from the islands of Lake Chad to somewhere near Abuja to have a meeting with a bandit leader. So if we are having this kind of collaboration between bandits and Boko Haram elements in the desire to make money that through abductions and then use the money to finance the insurgency, then we've got to be more careful. We've got to push sentiments aside, stop deceiving ourselves that Boko Haram is present only in the northeast, and focus on how we can defeat them. Identify the bandit leaders affiliated to Boko Haram and then take them out. Because these ones clearly have training. It's not anybody who can jump into an armored vehicle and start driving it. Yeah. These ones have weapons handling training, and they are demonstrating it as we are seeing in this picture. We have to up our game. Our people are suffering. Our people are suffering as a result of the telco services that have been scrapped in some parts of the north. But these bandits are already improving their game. According to Senator Marafa, one bandit even announced that he now uses a Turaya.
Satellite phone.
So it means that we have to be more decisive. We have to take the battle to these guys and win the battle. We've supported the army. We deserve a lot more. That's the point that I want to make.
Okay, so on the final analysis now, we have a common enemy. We know what we should face.
Yes,
northeast.
Yes, like Jude said, we must acknowledge the fact that the Boko Haram elements, especially the ISWAP part of it, a lot of them they have a working relationship with bandits, the so-called bandits now, and the idea is to earn money to be able to, because you remember that part of the problem that Shekau had was that ISWAP is affiliated to ISIS, so they could get funding directly from ISIS. Other elements have to look for ways to generate money to be able to buy the kind of ammunition they're buying from Libya. And that is why kidnapping was a major tool for them, because they collect huge amount of money as ransom, which they now use to buy equipment. So we have to acknowledge the fact that the fight against terrorism is now more complex, because a lot of the people, so-called bandits, are more or less terrorists or associates of terrorist organizations. So it's a major problem. And if we don't solve that problem, we can't solve the problem of food insecurity, because the full belt of Nigeria, a lot of our people cannot access their farms because of activities of these bandits.
Adekunle, now how does this group IPOB fit into all this narrative now?
To me, when you look IPOB, if you see what is happening in Igbo land, you will know that they feel into the narrative in the sense that when there is insecurity, everything will be affected.
Banks
not just
working,
not just only farming, everything will be affected. So when the economy is grounded, life becomes something else. So government needs to do more, and I keep saying it. Government needs to do more. They've done and tried, but it is not good enough. Until they win the war against insurgents, bandits, and all kinds of criminals in our country, we will be having more and more problems, and we shouldn't wait that time.
Julie, finally, your take on this?
Yes, I still believe that we need to invest a lot more on equipment. It's churning news that we are seeing some equipment from China, although there are often issues with some of the equipment that they sell to us in terms of their durability, but we need a lot more. I've always talked about the need for ground attack helicopters. Ground attack helicopters with night fighting capability. If we have a good number of them, people won't be talking about the Tucanos as if it's only Tucanos that can win you a war. there are countries that have won wars without even using Tucano. These bandits, the language they understand, the justice that is best for them is the justice served by the ground attack helicopters, the Mi-35P, the killing machine of the Nigerian Air Force, which provides close air support for surface troops, is still the best, in my view, to win this war. We need to get a lot more helicopters. I say this because I have read a lot about Cambodia. The Cambodians have relied extensively on ground attack helicopters because they deliver to you the kind of results that fighter planes do not even give you. So this is the thing. Let's invest more on them and motivate our soldiers a lot more, and let's come up with the right strategies, because the bandits are also upgrading, so we need to upgrade. We need to upgrade.
To add to that, fighter jets, the duty of the fighter basically is to soften up the opponent. When you have ground attack, it is attack helicopters that is more effective. It is closer. It can be able to give back up to the soldiers. Then you'll be able to. It's easier to attack your opponents. The jet, because of the distance, can only soften up those people for you. You still need to use ground troops to solve the problem.
All right, joining us via Zoom for more insight on this discussion is an Abuja-based security expert, Emeka Oreotoka. Thank you for joining us. He's an advocate on anonymous mail in crime reports. Thank you, Emeka. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Emeka. Yes, Emeka, are you there? Emeka? Okay. Emeka is not there yet, and we know what if we have peace in the northeast, we have peace in all over the country, investors can come, investments, things will start happening. Development cannot happen where there is insecurity. So even something that is meant to be as basic as food, because any country that you don't have food security, look at the prices of what we've been buying.
When you read our constitution, the primary purpose of a government is what? Is to provide security. That's their first job. Any government that fails in that, no matter the level of infrastructure or whatever you are able to do, will become meaningless. We need to solve this problem of insecurity.
Okay.
And those in government, have we got him?
Yes, my guest is there. Emeka, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Yes, Emeka, I want you to react to what the Minister of Defense said, that the bigger problem we have here is food insecurity.
Hello.
Yes, Emeka.
Yeah. Hello, thank you for having me.
All right, please go ahead.
Yeah. The minister stated, if I read it correctly, it's not saying the truth, or he got it mixed up altogether. There's direct correlation between insecurity and food insecurity. If there's insecurity, there will be food insecurity. That's for sure. So it's the best thing Mayor Akinkwelu has said, and Jide too, solve the security problem, and then there will be food security. It is the insecurity that is causing food insecurity. And add to that, the galloping rate of inflation in the country is another point that is causing food insecurity. So it's totally wrong. If the minister says so, it's totally wrong for him to to tell Nigerians that the worst crisis we are going through is food insecurity. Food insecurity, yes, but it's the insecurity generally in the country that is causing it. I think that's my take on that. And then the insecurity, the problem of insecurity. Hello?
Yes,
go on.
Go on, Emeka.
The problem of insecurity cannot be solved by just kick and follow style, by military style. You have to involve the citizenry in finding solution to insecurity in Nigeria. This, what is happening in Nigeria, had happened in the Philippines before. And under the presidency of Ramon Magsaysay, he solved this not through only military campaign, but through involving the citizens, all citizens of Philippines, in the fight to retrieve the country from hook gorilla. Exactly what is happening now. What we are facing in Nigeria now is insurgency. It's insurgency, deliberate attempt by people to subvert the government and overthrow a consistent authority. That is what is happening now. But it's having different names, banditry, kidnapping, and all this. But everything points to insurgency. And the only way the country, the president, can effectively solve this problem is to involve the citizens in a more protective manner. And we in our organization are engaging in campaign on that. The citizens must be involved. Don't leave the fight against insecurity to the security agencies alone. They cannot do it.
Emeka, I agree with you that. Emeka, I agree with you that one of the ways we can solve the problem is for us to involve the citizens. But we have to be careful not to go the Duterte way, because one of the things Duterte did is that he allowed like a vigilante group that caused a lot of extrajudicial killings. And you know, when things like that happen, some people can use it to settle scores. So I don't think that it's a better way for us to go through a structured vigilante group like Amotekun and the other groups, refine them, get them more involved in government so that they will be able to assist government to solve crimes within their own geopolitical zone.
What I'm saying, what I'm trying to advocate is not for it will not lead to extrajudicial killing or whatever. I'm saying if Nigerians, everybody, including the police, the army, the civilians, everybody is involved in security in a protective and secured manner, whereby citizens can turn in information gathering, if citizens can turn in intelligence to the police, to the army in a protective manner. You understand? They will not do their job. That's what I'm trying to put across.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, we are with you.
Hello?
We are with you.
Okay.
Yeah. The citizens, what I'm saying is that, you know now, to offer intelligence on insecurity to the police or to the military, the Nigerians may not want to do so because of the problem involved, confidentiality hazard, and then the problem of trust. But once we devise a strategy that will allow citizens to turn in intelligence on insecurity without, in a secured manner, everything about insecurity in Nigeria will fizzle out.
Okay, I would like to add that, for example, Boko Haram, some of these criminals who use religious sentiments to do whatever they want to do. Don't you think that there are some sympathizers of Boko Haram within the civil populace, security agencies, and all that? How do you handle that? It makes the thing more complex.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It will solve the problem. You see, like now, in that TVC studio now, you people are in now. If all of you there are whistleblowers on insecurity, a masterminder there will not dare do anything, because you will report the person. You will report the person masterminding insecurity to the police or the military without implicating yourself. You will be anonymous. You understand? You will not implicate yourself. The person, then the police or the army or any whatever security agent will just come and take the person like that. This is what Napoleon Bonaparte said. He said, ability is nothing without opportunity. You understand? Whether the person is carrying AK-47, anything, superior weapon and what have you, if the person is reported and the person that reported that person is protected, the security agencies will just go to that person and pick you. You will see there will be peace in the country. It's because of the commercialization of this fight against insecurity that is causing the problem. Some people have now made it a kind of a business venture.
Yes.
But if the president takes up the challenge and then enthrone this anonymous mailing crime report system, so that everybody will be involved in crime fighting.
Okay.
That is what I'm about.
Okay, I would like to ask you again. When you look at the activities of bandits over the years, and you see the narrative from, official quarters, they are saying there is no need to, label these people as terrorists, even though they are carrying out the kind of attacks terrorists, do. How do you see this?
No.
Is it the right thing?
They can be labeled. Yeah, they can be labeled. That is the perpetrators. We are not talking of the masterminds. How do you get the masterminds? How do you get the masterminds of banditry? You see, the foot soldiers are different from perpetrators and the masterminds. The foot soldiers are just the perpetrators. They send them. They were sent. You understand? But this policy we are trying to push is going to target the masterminds. That is the problem. The problem we are having in the country is that we are chasing the perpetrators. If you kill a bandit today, the perpetrator will recruit another bandit. That is the problem. That is just the problem. And some people will make will set up business from it. But if we have all Nigerians involved in the fight against insecurity, it will end. It will end immediately. In fact, before 2023, we'll be talking of the president winning Nobel Peace Prize.
I want to thank you, security expert. Thank you so much from Abuja, security expert Emeka Oraotoka. Thank you for your contribution.